Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 7th episode of According to History. I'm your host, Kenton. Today's episode is on music. I know I've only been going back and forth between history and music, but don't you worry, content on life is coming soon. Today's episode will talk about a famous jazz drummer, Buddy Rich. Throughout the years, there have been different jazz musicians who each have their own unique history, not only differing in terms of different groups they are in, but even musicians in the same group can have different histories. One specific individual is Buddy Rich. Through different journals and magazines, Buddy Rich's reception begins as a popular drummer in bands, to being a great individual performer leading a band of his own. Looking at Rich's reception, a musician's performance can have an impact on their own career, as well as audiences in different ways throughout the years. Beginning in the 1940s, Buddy Rich was praised for his drumming and how important he was for his group. His drumming must have been so unique that when he started knocking himself out on drums, the place really turned into a ball. From another source, the author says Buddy Rich employs fine drumming. In 1944, Buddy Rich was selected to be the leading sideman drummer by the Musicians of America in Downbeat's poll for nationwide popularity. Another source from Downbeat gave a bit more details, mentioning that Rich's drumming is phenomenal, even on the show-off side. His speed with the sticks is amazing, not to mention his superb beat and complete mastery of every kind of drum break. As can be seen, all words that describe Rich in these sources are in a way praising him. From fine to amazing to phenomenal and more, these descriptive words demonstrate how audiences and critics viewed Buddy Rich in his early career. Buddy Rich was also very talented from a young age. He followed his parents around on their performances and drums as a feature when he was 3. He would also drum with knives and forks on his plates. When Buddy turned 7, he was invited by former President Wilson to sit together and watch at the Keith Theater. This is also another form of praise, uses indirect indication instead of direct words. Buddy Rich in the 1940s, early in his career, has been praised for how well he performed. Towards the 1970s, Buddy Rich's career changed directions and was probably something better for him. Buddy Rich started his own band, and instead of being in another musician's band, started to play alongside other musicians. It is also good to notice that in Mississippi Rag, an article mentions that Rich's solo with Tatum and Somebody Loves Me was a superb example of how to accompany a swinging soloist without getting in the way while contributing both rhythmically and texturally. This indicates that Buddy Rich's career has not only maintained but grew more positive. The career of Buddy Rich changed in a direction that was more positive during the 1970s. Throughout the years, Rich's reception changed based on his career. Rich is just an example for multiple jazz musicians between the 1940s and 70s, as others have gone through the same. While others might have gone through the opposite, this represents and proves that each jazz musician has different ways of performance, and that affects their career. It can also be determined that jazz as a career in general is very unique, and not everyone can pursue such a career. But jazz should continue to be appreciated and even expanded. Thanks for listening today to today's episode. Aforementioned sources are primary sources where you can find details about them in the description of both the YouTube and Spotify. Once again, thanks for listening and have a good rest of your week.